18.4 million people in the U.S. found a job on Facebook. Twitter says when it comes to advertising, you can have it your way. What's the flavor, neighbor? And if you crack the code, you get the job. My name is Jim Stroud, and this is the Jim Stroud Show. $18.4 million, what? You gotta talk 18.4 million people in the U.S. That Dr. Evil thing wasn't funny. Make sure you cut that out. 18.4 million people in the United States found jobs on Facebook versus 10 million on LinkedIn, according to a survey brought to you by the good people over at JobVite. Now this, I think, is interesting. Very interesting. Well, it's funny than that Dr. Evil thing you told me to do. So which network is truly better for recruiting, Facebook or LinkedIn? One survey clearly shows that LinkedIn is the most popular choice among recruiters. And another survey says you are more than twice as likely to get an interview if you have been referred to a recruiter via Facebook as opposed to LinkedIn. So which network is truly better for recruiting, Facebook or LinkedIn? So I guess when it comes down to a question of, in this great debate, Facebook versus LinkedIn, which one should you use in your recruiting strategy? Well, it depends. But that's not really a good way to answer that. What you should do is... use both. Twitter is testing out self-service ads, very similar to how Google AdWords works. How do I feel about that? I like it! I am happy about self-service advertising on Twitter because I can envision using it in this way. I hear about an industry conference and figure out what hashtag they're using. I create a job ad and set a budget on what I want to spend. I then input a credit card number and automatically my ad is placed in front of a targeted group of people in real time. What's the flavor, neighbor? For those who don't know, this is my Guido imitation. If you ever wondered what Guido looks like, imagine somebody wearing this hat 24/7 on their head. Which brings me to the next story on Flavors.me. Flavors.me is a service that lets you quickly and easily build a personal profile on the web. Newsflash, they recently redesigned their website. How do I feel about that? Well, I guess that could have been a little harsh because I didn't even know about Flavors.me until like yesterday. But when it comes to Flavors.me, when I look at it from a purely recruiting perspective, it makes me feel like... And this is why. This is a typical page on Flavors.me, as you see here on the left-hand side. You see links to their LinkedIn page, their Twitter, and other things like that. You see their name and their job title, which is, of course, very interesting. Here to the right, as I scroll through here, is their resume, which, of course, is of interest to all recruiters. We're looking for this type of person especially. After that, as I saw this typical page, I wondered, was there a place on Flavors.me that I can use to search all of their profiles? So I went to their page. I looked around, did not see anything that let me search Flavors.me from their website, but you know, it's not a problem. What I did was I hopped over to Google and did a site search. Basically, you see on the screen, I used site:/flavors.me and the word programmer just to see what kind of profiles I could find, and :flavors.me and the word programmer just to see what kind of profiles I could find. And clicking on this very first one here, it shows you how I found the example that I just showed you. Also click on another example here, this guy here, and not as detailed as the first profile I showed you. Basically just says I'm a programmer, but it does have links to his Twitter and to his Posterous blog, so hopefully there's a way to contact him there. And as I go back to the Google results and sort of scroll through, I see that there are other potentials there as well. There's a Brad Weaver, there's a Katie, and a Austin Keller. These are all programmers that have a page on flavors.me. So I think it has some potential here, which is why I like what I liked about it so much. That it's easy to search it and find potential passive candidates. The GCHQ, Britain's secretive agency of intelligence experts, wants to find new spies, so they launched a viral marketing campaign on Facebook and Twitter, inviting people to crack the code posted on the website. If you can figure out the message, you'll be taken to a website where you can apply for a job as a government spy. If you have any type of James Bond fantasies, this may be the one and only way that you can get in. Very, very, very cool. Sort of reminds me of the things we used to do at SourceCon. Still receiving the love from last episode. I really do appreciate it. I noticed a lot of comments on my Google Plus page, more so there than on the video channel, but it's all good. I'll take it wherever I can get it. Special love out to Recruiting Blogs and Smashfly. Thank you guys for retweeting out the notes about the last show, but not only them, also Talent Minded, Jeremy Nazo, and Paul J. Newman. Thank you guys for the retweet love. Paul, sorry about that. We'll get that sorted. And last but not least, thank you for Craig Quintal. That was my favorite tweet last week. It really made my day when I got it, so thanks so much for sending it to me. And Maddle, NL, you get the award for the most unusual email I think I've ever received.